Hi, my name is Benjamin Katz, and welcome back to the 40 Ice Cream Review, where today I'm at Sweet Cow in Boulder, Colorado, trying the two flavors, Painkiller and Chocolate Blueberry Acai. Let's get started with the Painkiller. This is a ice cream version of the popular cocktail Painkiller. For anyone that's gotten bored of rum raisin, this is a great play with the rum flavoring. This is not an alcoholic beverage flavor, but it does have alcohol in it, real rum. And you're tasting the actual pulp of the pineapples and oranges and other fruits they're using to make the Painkiller. It's refreshing, it's fruity, and it has just enough bite of alcohol to let you know you're drinking a rum-based flavor. I think it's a great take on the Painkiller drink, and it's faithful while being a good ice cream flavor. And I think that's important when you're doing an adaptation, to be both a good ice cream and a good adaptation. Now, I don't know if the texture is caused by the rum or if it's intentional and baked in, but we are getting a bit of a gritty texture. It's not sandy, it's not pebbly, it's, melting in the mouth smoothly like an ice cream should. But it has a bit more of a rustic feel. It doesn't feel like it's hand churned, but I think with the inclusion of all the fruit pulp and all the alcohol, it's hard to get a texture that's, perfectly silky smooth. For what it's worth, I think they're doing a great job with the texture of this flavor. It's just slightly off from what you would expect from a perfectly textured ice cream. Let's move next to the chocolate blueberry acai. Now, please note that what I'm about to say comes from a place of love and respect, because I too am a crunchy Bethesda boy who shares a lot of similarities with those in Boulder. But I am not surprised that a chocolate blueberry acai flavor is on their menu. Boulder is such a, mountainy, crunchy, very affluent area that the acai bowl, if it wasn't started here, it was started in California or it was started in New York. I can't remember where, but it is a little bit funny to see that they're not shying away from it. They're leaning into it. They know their audience, they know their flavor profiles, and I'll give it to them. This is a very well-made chocolate flavor. Having the blueberry, having the acai contributes heavily to the chocolate flavor, and much like an orange chocolate or a cherry chocolate, you're getting a very blueberry, very acai chocolate. Sure, the chocolate is the main flavor that you're getting, but the chocolate chips included are just enough for textural contrast, and you're tasting the blueberry and acai quite prominently on the palate. It's not being overshadowed or crowded out by the chocolate. And you can really tell they're using a lot of cocoa powder in this ice cream flavor, because it's almost a gummy texture. It's smooth. It has a little bit of that same grittiness as was in the Painkiller flavor, but it's a lot smoother. And it really has that sort of peanut butter mouthfeel, where you kind of have to smack your lips a little bit to properly get it down. Let's try the two flavors together now and see what happens. In a shocking twist, I'm getting more Painkiller than I am chocolate blueberry acai. Usually with any chocolate flavor, that's the prominent flavor in the combination, but the Painkiller with the rum, it's cutting through the chocolate very easily. And you're actually getting more of a chocolate tinted Painkiller as opposed to a Painkiller tinted chocolate. The combination is good, although I think you are losing a lot of the nuance and subtlety from the blueberry and acai. And you're also losing a lot of the subtlety of the other fruits that come with the Painkiller, along with the nutmeg. And it's all sort of blending together to be more of a chocolate rum drink that's very fruity, as opposed to anything that's elevated beyond either of the individual flavors. Now, I think I've only had ice cream in such a scenic location one or two other times in this entire journey. I am staring at these beautiful mountain ranges. They're jagged, they're full of cliff faces, there's trees spattering about, but right in front of it, there's still a parking lot. There's this strange cognitive dissonance that's going on, because I look out and I see nature, and I look directly in front and I see technology. But still, I think this is a great place to eat ice cream. It's not, by any main roads. We're in a fairly sheltered parking area. There's a lot of seating options, outdoor and indoor. Sweet Cow is offering a great seating option, great ice cream options, decent pricing options. It was $7.11 for this double scoop, which I think is fair for the quality and quantity that I'm getting. It's a local franchise, so that they're tailored and they're catering to their community. They're really focusing on at core audience. I think there are 8 or 11 shops in the general Boulder, Denver area. They have just a friendly feel. All the employees were super cool, asking about my day, and they seemed genuinely interested in what was going on. Happy to answer all the questions. Just seemed cool in general. I think it's a good hiring process to make sure that the employees are dedicated to the craft and not just getting a paycheck. Though the paycheck is important too. Pay your employees fairly. I gotta say I'm very happy with Sweet Cow. This is a overall wonderful experience, and if you get the chance to eat here, definitely eat in front of the mountains, because it's a lot prettier than looking at a parking lot. And so that brings me to my closing thoughts. As much as I bash on Hershey's and Bluebell, I do think there is a sweet spot for franchising and creating a local chain. Because ultimately, having a chain is important, in some cases, to give the customers a sense of brand loyalty and to elevate the product beyond a simple one store, one location that limits access. Sweet Cow has 8 or 11 chains across the Denver Boulder area, and they're giving great access to high quality, small batch ice cream with unique, creative, and fun flavors. It's indicative of the Colorado disposition to have a chocolate blueberry acai bowl flavor, but I'm not going to knock it because it's well done and delicious. It was $7.11 for my double scoop, which I think is fair. A bit high, but for high quality local made ice cream, it's absolutely worth it. If you're in Colorado, find one of these local spots, because while there are a lot of homemade options in Colorado, the ones that are able to rise above in an especially touristy area where ice cream is in high demand, you'll see that places like this with the small chains probably have a really great offering. And in this case, Sweet Cow absolutely does. If you like this video and want to see more like it, consider subscribing, or go to findfiltermarketing.com for more on the journey. Thank you.